Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Build the Night, where we are building a nocturnal house for, not for all of the nocturnal animals that we do have in the game, but a few of them, a lot of them. So, in last week's episode I built the habitat for the sloth, the animal hospital, and some backstage things for the backstage area for the backside of the house. And in today's episode we are continuing with the last part of the house, which is the right section when you walk into the house from the entrance area. So there's 3 habitats left. The one for the Common Wombat, that is the one that we are going to build today, and afterwards we are going to build the Chinese pangolin and the armadillo, and then we are done. Then we can continue with building the facade and uploading the whole thing to the workshop so you guys can enjoy it as well in your hometown zoos or just as a park by itself, and continue building around the house, maybe adding some outdoor habitats. Whatever you want to do, you're absolutely free to do so once we are finished. One thing that you didn't see, because it happened between the real-time part and finishing the wombat habitat, is a very stressful phase, because I made some changes to actually be able to place the walkthrough exhibit for the sloth in last week's episode. So I told you guys that I had to delete a few of the paths, that I also had to delete the barrier or parts of the barrier for the skunk habitat, so that I actually was able to place the walkthrough exhibit for the sloth. Yeah, I did do all that so that I was able to place it, but I did not put the barriers in again, and I also did not connect the path again. Yeah, so once I was buying the wombats and making them ready to enter their own habitat, I got lots of notifications for animals that were starving and were very thirsty, and there is no way your keeper can't go to a habitat for the skunks and whatsoever, and I didn't know what was going on. So there were several problems. I do have 3 keepers for the nighttime house. Actually it's 4. The 4th is the one that is standing in the feeding kitchen, but that can't really go anywhere because he is stuck there. So we do have 3 other keepers that do take care of all the animals in here. And 3 keepers and a huge keeper hut has to be enough for those animals. Well, I was looking at the habitats, none of the feeders were filled, no keepers to be seen. When I was looking in the menu, all of the keepers weren't doing anything, so I was wondering what's going on. So I noticed that some of the paths were deleted throughout the last episode, so I had to put them in again so that the keepers actually could walk into the habitats. So I did that, but still nothing happened. The keepers still weren't doing anything, so I was wondering, where are they? What are they doing? And then I noticed all of them, all 3 of them, were standing at the entrance building and weren't able to go into the nocturnal house because, yeah, the path from the entrance to the Nocturnal House isn't connected because I didn't want to have visitors in there. Yeah, if I think about it, I could have that way easier. I just could have closed the zoo and no visitors. But yeah, all 3 of the keepers were there. So in the meantime, I had dead animals everywhere. It was so sad. The aardvarks were dead, the kiwis were dead, the Tasmanian devils were dead, one of the skunks were dead, one of the fennecs was dead, all 3 quokkas were dead. So I had to buy all the new animals and actually put the keepers back into the house, connect the path, draw the barriers again for the skunks, and finally everything is okay now. The keepers do take care of the animals do have food, do have water, they are happy, they are alive, which is the most important part. And yeah, it was a mess. It was a mess, and I was a mess because yeah, with all these pieces that I do have on the floor to cover up the path and the terrain, I wasn't even able to see the path. And so I took the whole building, moved it upwards to the sky so that I could actually see the path. So I deleted all the paths, connected them again, and then I tried to get the building down again, which didn't work. So yeah, I had to undo everything and then build the path blindly. Blind. So yeah, but as I said, I managed to fix everything and everything is okay now, and yeah, it was wild and very stressful. Yeah, but everything is okay, everything works, you don't have to worry about anything. My biggest fear actually was that the whole building was going to hell and that I couldn't go on with it because everything was damaged and yeah, but here we are. Only 3 more episodes to go. I think we can get there. We will get there. We will manage to finish this damn building. Okay, so nothing very spectacular is happening right here because all that I do you have seen for at least 9 times now. So just copying things around, making things work. The wombat habitat, the backstage area, is the only one in the whole building that we don't have 2 separate backstage habitats. So we can't separate the animals from each other. Besides having one of them in the backstage area and the other one on the front habitat where our visitors can see them, because I thought it was a little bit too small. I think it might be the same size that the Tasmanian devil is, because yeah, it's just the same habitat, just on the other side of the building, but it seems to be a little bit smaller, at least in the backstage area. So I decided no, we're not going to have 2 backstage habitats for the animals, so one has to be enough for them, because otherwise it would be too small. And I know from several builds that I did before the Nocturnal House that the wombats do have a crazy hitbox, so that we do need a huge door. And I was fearing if I was going to separate or to have 2 separate backstage habitats, that it all would be too small, and the wombats wouldn't be able to move from one to another, and so no, not for the wombats. But we're going to have that for the pangolin or for the armadillos, definitely for the next 2 habitats, so don't worry about that. We're going to continue with what we started in here and trying to be realistic. Yeah, doing some elevation in here. I'm using a different backdrop this time once again, as I was using the wooden logs from the Australian wooden logs, the slightly brighter ones. I think you know which one I mean. You're going to see it in a minute for sure. And using some of the desert rocks, the real rocks, not the faux rocks this time, and having something like more like a dry grassland habitat. No more dry land, not so much grassland. We don't have that many plants in there, but I think in the end it looks pretty nice, playing with those rocks, with some of the dead trees and stuff. So I really do enjoy this habitat as well. I think all of the habitats that are in this Nocturnal House are pretty beautiful and pretty unique, and yeah, as I said many times before, I can't wait to see when it all comes together and we finish it in 2 episodes, so that we have a nice indoor area. We're going to have some decoration for the right side of the building as well. I think we're going to do that in the next episode. Haven't decided yet with which animal we are going to start. If we're going to start with the pangolin, or if we are going to have the armadillo the next. I think we're going with the pangolin. Yeah, haven't built for them in such a long time, so I'm looking very much forward to that. So next episode, the pangolins and some indoor decoration as well. And yeah, so that we do have only 1 episode after that with the armadillo, and where we are going to finish the inside of the house as well. We're going to have to do some fixing, because you might have seen on the back side of the building the 2 habitats right to the aardvark. We do have a slight little gap between the habitat and the actual floor, and we definitely have to take care of that. I can't have the floor move a little bit more towards the habitat, because yeah, then we would have sea fighting from hell, and I don't want to have that. So I think we're going to fill it up with some kind of a pillar or something like that. Maybe some concrete pieces, whatever, something to fill that little gap. And we're going to do that completely in the indoor area from the house, so that everything looks cohesive and everything is the same. So yeah, that's something that we're going to do in the last episode, I think. Yeah, here's the wooden pillars from Australia. I really like them because they also do have a different texture. We do have 3 different ones right now. We do have the ones from the skunks. We do have the one for the sloth, and now this one for the wombat. Yeah, and I think for the armadillo and for the pangolin, we're going to stick to the to the wooden pillars, and we're going to have them as well in there. I think the same that we did for the skunk, because they are more like let's give me the word. Not Mediterranean. I'm so tired, guys. I just can't find the words anymore. They are more in the same climate zone as the skunk are, so I think that would match very much. Yeah, some plants in here. Not too much of them. And I said it in the last episode already, I really do enjoy building those small habitats. Because I think it is always more difficult when you have a huge habitat to make it look interesting. Because there is so much space that you do have to fill, so it is way more difficult to, yeah, as I said, to make that look interesting and come up with some ideas what you want to do in that side of the habitat and that side. So I don't know how it is for you guys. If you build some habitats for your animals, do you enjoy more the big ones or do you enjoy more the little ones? Let me know in the comment section, because that would be very interesting to know if you guys feel the same. And don't get me wrong, I really do love to build big habitats as well, because you have so much more space for your ideas. But in the end, especially when it comes to decorating with rocks and plants, it is so much more difficult. Yeah, so last part, putting in the roof and then taking care about the lighting. Yeah, here you can see that that tree is looking through the roof. We're going to fix that in a minute. Yeah, just right now. Oh, and did you hear the news from last week? No, the week before last week. There was a new frontier unlocked on Twitch, and Frontier said that they are not done yet with Planet Zoo for PC. So there were lots of rumors, and yeah, I myself contributed in that. That Planet Zoo was going to end after the Zookeeper's Animal Pack, but Frontier made it clear that they are actually working on another animal pack to come out later next year. So I'm very excited for that. This came by total surprise. I didn't think about that, and I'm very happy to hear that. But yeah, I didn't believe that something like this was going to happen. Well, but we are at the end of today's episode. I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did so, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on the final episodes here on The Night. And yeah, as I said, I hope you did enjoy it. Take care of you guys and see you next week. Bye!